Batra Daf Kuf Chaf He, starting from Kuf Chaf Dalid Amud Bet towards the bottom, 34 lines down. Amar Ahab Rav Ravina Ikla Mimala Trin Vidrish. Animar came to us and said the following: Pechor Notel Pishnaim B'Milva Avlo Beit. The firstborn, he takes the little portion, he gets the loan that his father was owed, but not the interest. Amar Ravina said, Nahadre Tamayu. Nadrayans follow their own reasoning, which is like Rav Nachman, who came from the same place, and that's why it makes sense. The Marabba says, Gavu Karka Yeshlo. Regarding a loan, if the sons received land as the payment for the loan, then he does get a portion. Gavu ma'ot ein lo, but if he can't collected cash, you don't get a portion. Nachman Amar Rahman is the opposite. Gavu ma'ot yesh lo, cash he gets a portion. Gavu karka ein lo, but if it was land, he does not get. Gavu Amar le Abel Rava the kasha le Rav Nachman kasha. According to your view, is a problem. According to Rav Nachman, it's a problem. Why? According to what you said, it's a problem because why would you not get money? Because this is not the money that your father lent out, right? So the reason why you don't get the money double portion is because when your father lent out $100 and you receive now $100, it's not the same $100. Okay, fine. But the same thing you could say karkanami regarding land too. This is not this land that your father was owed. Your father lent $100, he's paying back with land, but that wasn't the land that your father gave. So why does he get the portion? Where it says, additionally, Marmor Rabba himself said, Mistaver Tamad regarding the opinions of the people from Eretz Israel in the case of certain, we're going to mention the story in detail, regarding a guy who said that he should get the property of his grandmother, of his wife's grandmother, through her father, when she passed away. He should get that land. We'll explore that case soon. So in that case, they said, the Ikadim Safsav is Abin Azvin. The opinions over there said that he does not get it because if the grandmother wanted to sell it, she would have sold it, and therefore that would have made his inheritance ineligible for his wife, and therefore he does not receive it. So we see from there as well that when a person's rights to a property is seemingly in reach, but if something can happen that he would not get it, i.e., let's say the case of the grandmother could sell it, and therefore is no longer connected to his wife. His wife's grandmother can sell it, therefore is no longer connected to his wife. Therefore, it cuts the connection. So to over here, the firstborn should not get the land if the guy this land that was paid as the loan, because who says this guy would have paid back the loan with this land? The guy could have paid back with cash instead. Therefore, it's not considered given yet. And therefore, he does not get the whole portion. And when I said that the question for Nachman also, how come you said that land is not good? He said land is not good as the does not get the whole portion. He says the lav because that's not the same land that he was given, he was promised for the loan. The problem is, and that's the case, same thing regarding cash. Why does Rav Nachman say by cash that he does get the whole portion if that's not the money he gave? Different question. If orphans collected land as payment for a loan that was owed to their dad, of someone who their father was owed money, so someone who their father owed money to can collect from that land. So we see, Rav Nachman holds, that land collected by the sons of someone who passed away for their father's debts is considered belonging to their father. So how come he holds that land is not good enough to receive the whole portion if it's considered pre-collected? Okay, fine. There's no question according to what I said. There's no question according to the Nachman. In the case of this wife, the grandmother that we mentioned over there, is specifically over there. Is specifically there. I was explaining it in that case. But I don't hold to that. Meaning, they hold that the firstborn gets the portion, but we hold that the firstborn does not get a portion of a loan. My Safta, what's the case of this grandmother? Dawud Amadou was a guy who told his family, my property should go to my grandmother after he passes away. And after she passes away, it should go to my heirs. However, the Bartan, he had a daughter, the Havisiba, who was married. The lady, that daughter died when her husband was alive and when her father's grandmother was alive. But after the grandmother died, the husband came and said, "Oh, I want that property that my wife was supposed to get through the grandmother that her father gave to her grandmother that was supposed to go to her, but she already died." Ravuna says, "Liarti." He said, "Give it to my inheritors, my heirs. That includes the heirs of my heirs, yani the daughter, which now would go to the husband. Rav says no, liarti, my heirs, but not to her heirs, and therefore the husband should not get it. Shachum telling the decision, not for the same reasoning. The husband does not get it. But not for that reasoning, because the ilu Rabbanan have a because I don't hold that even if that daughter had a child, the grandson would not get it. But that's not true. The ilu have because if he had a son, I don't hold that he would get it. So how come the husband doesn't get it? That's also considered a secondary inheritance. Because that's considered perspective. That's considered something that's happening afterward. The comes out that the husband does not inherit the wife's assets that she's eligible to get as if she already has it, right? So a similar concept we had before regarding to Bechor. The wife at this time, when she passed away, did not own the grandmother's property. If the grandmother would have passed away, then she would have owned it. Yes, then the husband would have gotten it. The wife passed away. But over here, it does not work like that. Since the wife passed away while the grandmother was still alive. Okay, Michal that sounds like Rav Huna would hold that who says that the husband does get it. Baal means that the husband does get eligible or future assets. The Gemara says, this matter was spoken about by Rav Huna, a great rabbi. Then his will be explained by someone like me, like a lower rabbi. Whoever says, I want to give after a gift to A and then B, like in this case, the grandmother and then my daughter, for example, it's as if he said it from now. They have an acquisition immediately that's happening. And therefore, the wife already had an acquisition, and therefore, when the wife passed away, the husband technically has the future rights to her future acquisition, and therefore, when the grandma passes away, the husband does get it. Marabara says, the opinion of the rabbis in Eretz Israel makes more sense than Rav Huna. And I understand it because why? If the grandmother, let's say, while the grandmother was still alive, she sold it. Zvina would have been a good sale, and the property would not have gone to the daughter, and therefore the husband would not touch it. So therefore, over here as well, the daughter does not have the title to the daughter since the daughter did not have rights to the land while she was alive, while the grandmother and she were alive, the daughter couldn't have stopped the grandmother from selling it. Therefore, when the grandmother passes away, after the daughter passes away, the husband does not get it. The husband does not get the wife's future assets as if like the way he inherits the current possessions. Also, the firstborn does not take it. The firstborn does not take the portion in the loan that was being repaid. Whether or not it was paid by land or cash. But if the father had a loan with the firstborn, they split it. Which means if the father was owed money by the firstborn, so now the firstborn technically inherits that loan. And it's considered a future asset that the father is supposed to get paid back by this firstborn. So since we're not sure, it's a case of safek whether or not the firstborn owns that loan, and therefore we split it. Instead of paying the full 50% that would have owned, he only pays, I believe, 33% because they are splitting it because of safek. And very interesting halakha.